Welcome back to the 12 Talk podcast. My name's Josh, and this here is Mitch. How are you all doing, everyone? We had a little bit of a break, but mainly we were recovering from the UK Seahawkers meet up in Glasgow, which was awesome. We met some amazing people. We did some awesome interviews as well. Mitch, did you recover? Because you had a heck of a journey back.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I feel better. Well, you make it sound like I walked, but I think that might have been quicker. The journey home on Sunday trains from Glasgow to the Midlands area should have been 7 hours 40 minutes, but it was closer to 10 because two of my connecting trains got cancelled. So nothing better than sitting around replanning your journey from Scotland on a Sunday afternoon with a hangover.
And there was me just flying, hour and a half, nice and easy. But it was an awesome time. We'll get further into that. I mean, today we are going to be going through the Seahawks schedule. There's been a bit of news that's happened. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We've had some brilliant conversations going on our Discord at the moment. We're currently drafting for our Dynasty Fantasy Football, which has been met with a lot of impatience and a lot of people loving life. So we've got some news on the rookies. Have all selected their numbers. We're going to go through the schedule. We're going to look at our win losses. Mitch and I are going to give our predictions as well. And if you've got predictions, pop them in the comments. They're down here, but they're over here for us. Without further ado, Mitch, should we just hit the theme tune and get straight into this bad boy?
Let's do it.
Yeah. There we are. The music's hit. We are back in the game. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you are tuning in, by all means, feel free to share this with people. We are more than happy to have people in the comments. We'll react to as much as possible. No need to give a super like. That's not a facility we have at the moment. And even if it was, it's not something we really need or want. So if you are tuning in for the first time, if you've caught us through the UK Seahawkers or through some other medium of social media, by all means, you can like, you can subscribe, you can hit that notification bell. It really helps us and the channel grow. Or if you just want to speak to us and 12s from around the world, you can join the Discord. Mitch, as the master of the Discord, will pop the link in the comments as well. You can join Seahawkers from all over the world. We've got the UK, we've got Germany, Gibraltar, we've got Austria, I think now. Just collecting them all. Got to catch them all at some point, haven't we? And if you know a Seahawker from a country that isn't in our Discord and you're in the Discord, invite them. Invite them because we want to know exactly who's from where. We've also got a UK Seahawkers specific channel in there. So if you're a UK Seahawker and you want to join us, there's going to be a channel in there specifically for you guys, for us guys. And we can all chat UK Seahawkers bits and bobs. So I said there was a bit of news. Obviously, we had the rookie premiere. We got to see Jalen Milroe and Elijah Arroyo in their Seahawks unis. And didn't they look amazing?
So good, I bought one.
Yeah,
I got a number 3, and it's not.
I'm getting onto that.
It's not that number 3, not that forbidden number 3 over there. This is a new number 3.
It is. So yeah, the all the rookies have had their numbers assigned now. I think there was a little bit of not really a to do, but Gray Zabel couldn't get his 74, so he went for 76, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's paying tribute to Hutch. And then we've got Arroyo. These are just the footnotes. You've got Arroyo with 18, which is going to look so weird on a tight end. Do you not think?
You say that. It looks incredible. And I nearly bought it. It looked so good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't. It looks great. But the fact I'm going to be seeing a tight end rocking around with an 18 instead of like an 81 or an 84, or it's
just think it's mirrored. Like, just mirror every time you see the image, just mirror it, and then it's fine. It's 81 actually.
I might just do that for every graphic, just sort of like turn it, and then people will be like, oh. Then you've also got Emunwari, who has taken the number 3, which has caused a lot of uproar. Well, I say a lot. There are a lot of people saying, oh, they should retire the number 3 for Wilson. I think we all know my feelings on Wilson, so I'm happy for him to make that his own legacy. And then you've got Jalen Milroe, who he didn't even pick, did he? I think it was just 6 is there. I'll take it. He's actively come out and said, there are vets in here that have got numbers. They can have it first, and I'll pick my own number later on. So I think he's playing the long game. And,
there's a lot of things about Russell Wilson I'll happily retire, like the Subway adverts and the
the Danger Witch.
Yeah, the Danger Witch and Dangerous.
Mr. Unlimited.
Retire all of that. The number doesn't need retirement, but the rest of that needs to get in, like a time capsule under cement in Chernobyl, so no one ever dares to dig it up.
Straight in the bin. I would swish all of that stuff like LeBron from the 3-point line in Lebin. I just can't deal with him. That's one of my big cringe factor was just too much by the end. Is every time he came on like any interview, I was like, I should watch this for the pod, but I really, really can't bring myself to. So everyone was just telling me, and I was just like, right, fine.
I really enjoyed Let's Ride. That's so good. I forgot that. Jumped straight on it. Didn't last long.
That's it, yeah. So thank you to everyone who's tuning in and dropping your comments in there. We've got some mainstays that are always in there. If Mitch or I go quiet at any point tonight, we are drafting our Dynasty Fantasy Draft, and the abuse we get may be too much for us to carry on talking. Plus one of us picks.
Well, there's a tactical angle here. I mean, if we just let ourselves sit on the clock until Jonas and Rich and everyone else just blasts the chat with on the clock, it'll help the algorithm. So just ride it out.
There you go. Let's ride it out. See what I did there? I'm having a family barbecue all day as well. I'm still on the ball. I've got a few picks anyway. But by all means, if anyone wants to say OTC or spam whatever, you can, feel free. So we've been through the rookie numbers. We've been through the news. Is there any other news you can think of?
Seahawks related? Not really. It's been pretty quiet. There's news by proxy, I guess, that there was Purdy's contract, which I guess we should touch on. People have said, "Oh, it's a huge amount of money and it's 5 years and they're in cap hell and everything else." They're actually not in cap hell. They're okay, but they don't have an awful lot of star quality. Before, where they had a lot of star quality on their roster, that's thinned out quite a lot. Mm-hmm. They're still a retirement home, in my opinion. And that 50 million APR probably is about par in 2 years. So. Yeah. I don't think it's too bad. The guarantees are an issue because who's to say they don't find themselves in a position to pick up a better quarterback in the draft if they have a bad year this year, going into a very good quarterback draft next year, and they're reluctant to take the opportunity to draft a better quarterback because they've pretty much guaranteed 75% of his 250 million over the 5 years. So they've maybe made a bit of a rod for their own back in terms of flexing off him.
Yeah.
But as long as they're confident in him, the money's okay for me.
I think for me, it's the drafting a starting quarterback is such a crapshoot that if you've got one, Mr. Irrelevant or not, if you've got one that works, and people say he's a system QB, he may be, but he works in that system. Mm-hmm. So you've got a QB, works in that system, wins you games, is reasonably efficient. He's not, a Lamar, a Josh Allen, but if you are confident that he can run that system for years to come and win you games, I can see the logic in paying him. Personally, I don't see him as being. I say this as someone who does a podcast and doesn't actually play professional football, but I don't see him as being worth that much, because you've got to think of some of the QBs that are going to come out of their rookie contract and go, I'm much better than Brock Purdy. Look what they paid Brock Purdy. He's basically just reset the market for average QBs. And now every other team's going to be like, have all this money. It's for me as a team builder, as a coach, I've never seen obviously it's the most important position in sport, but I've never seen the logic from a player's point of view to go, I will take so much of your cap space just on me that you cannot then surround me with superstars to help me win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I get it. And the thing is, they play a dangerous sport that can have life-changing ramifications if something goes bad. So I get it's a short career. I'm putting my body on the line. I want to be paid accordingly. And then there's a market value attached. But you're right. When quarterbacks clamor for more money than they're worth to the detriment of the cap, are you caring more about your own pocket, or are you caring about your legacy? Especially, and this is going to seem like a bit of a shot here at the Niners, and it weirdly for once,
for a Seahawks pod, you can take him.
No, just weirdly for once, it's not a shot. They're a franchise that really wants to be winning a Super Bowl soon because of the history they've got, because of the near misses they've had recently. So, commitments to an average quarterback at the point in time where they need to rebuild quick. Maybe he's the devil they know, right? Maybe not that he's not the devil. It's oversight, but
the devil
they need to win now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they know what they get with him. They can build around what they're getting from him rather than gambling on a different quarterback or trading for one that they're then on the hook to pay even more money to. So they were in a difficult spot. I think you could pick holes in it. I think you could also make points for it.
Yeah. Either way, it's the Niners. I don't really care if they capitulate or not. Personally, I prefer them to.
Move on. Let's talk about week one of the schedule. Who is it? Back on the Niners then.
Yeah. So with that, let's just very quickly give a shout out to UK Seahawkers. So we are the official podcast of UK Seahawkers. If you're one of the UK Seahawkers that met us in Glasgow, welcome, and it's your first time. We're very proud to have been asked to do this. We're very proud to have interviewed a load of people in Glasgow as well. If you're not a UK Seahawker, but you want to join, it is £12 for an individual membership, £20 for a family membership, up to 4 in the same household. If you're outside the UK, £5 postage for the goodies, and that's per membership. With that, you will get access to the free stash that you get given. You get 10% discount at the pro shop. You are eligible for game day field passes, access to members only competitions, and there's the annual selection of goodies. Members only competitions as well. We had a raffle. No, not a raffle. What is it?
Auction.
There you go. I don't know why I forgot that, because I volunteered to auction it and nearly ruined someone's night by dropping a signed mini helmet. So I'm very, very sorry, Cam. But this is the stuff we got this year. You get your wristband. This year we got 2 coasters. You get your 21-year anniversary patch as well, and your membership card, so you can flash that around to people. And this is the UK Seahawkers that we had the pleasure of meeting and speaking to in Glasgow. They were a fantastic bunch. I had a great time. And Mitch, I know you did as well.
Tell my face that on the picture.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many pictures there were of you smiling, but let's have a look, see if we can find one. So I took a few pictures. Look, there you go. Look, there's Mitch trying to smile. That's also you trying to smile.
This is a character assassination at this point.
I am happy
normally.
That's all it is. And yeah, we met up with some of the guys randomly. We met up with Sed, who is the president of the UK Seahawkers. Just as we were wandering around the city, we ended up in a country western bar, I believe it was, called Howdy. So whilst we were all there dressed in our Seahawks paraphernalia, there were people there in cowboy hats and cowboy boots doing line dancing. What a blend. And then some fantastic people that were there all night. We had people from Seattle, from Scotland, from all over the UK. We absolutely loved it. And Jonas, yes, I know I'm on the clock, but you can wait.
Just keep
So,
reminding him in the chat, to be honest.
Yeah, just go for it. So I'm not going to pick, just out of spite now. And yet look, Mitch, you are smiling. Let's see.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a complete character assassination. There you go. But yeah, some amazing people there. Look, we have the auction giveaways. It was a great night. Raised some fantastic funds for charity as well. Had a good old beer, a good old catch up with people. Everyone got a sticker from us as well. And yeah, I can't wait for next year. Wherever it's going to be, we will be there. And some of you may have noticed from our socials, I have been putting up some of the interviews, but you'll have to bear with me because it takes a bit of time to do the editing and stuff. So there'll be more coming this week. And as always, we're very happy to partner with the Robbing Cancer Trust. Over here, you will see Toby, who is the chairman of the Robbing Cancer Trust, dressed in his giant ball bag, or as we were in Scotland, his ball bag. Toby's aim is to run 500 kilometers dressed as a ball bag, and his one goal is to save lives. He wants to raise 240k. He's already run the Colchester half marathon, the Brighton half marathon, the London marathon. I'm pretty sure he's got another half marathon coming up as well. He is an absolute dude, and I've got so much time for him doing this. You can follow him on his socials at Toby Talks Bollocks. You can search the hashtag Talking Bollocks or hashtag Not Overreacting. And we are always, as we say every single pod, so proud to be representing the RCT with this. So, the schedule. We've all seen it. Mitch, you and I have got some thoughts about it. So, shall we talk about it?
We should. Sorry, someone was just calling me on Discord.
No.
I don't know why.
It's a beauty. Discord.
You start. I'll just let them know I'm not available. One sec. Go. Shoot.
Right. So what I'll do, I'll run through it quickly, and then Mitch and I will go through our records over the past 5 years, and then we'll do our predictions. We'll also talk about players to watch on each side we're playing, the players we think might be of vital importance. So very quick. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Julie was one of the first people that we interviewed at the UK Seahawkers event, and she was awesome. And Gary's in as well. So thank you to everyone for joining. Like I said, don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this. We just want to grow the community. You can join the Discord. Link is in the comments there. So first game we have got on September the 7th. We've got the 49ers. After the trash we just talked about them. Then on September 14th, we move on to the Steelers, away at the Steelers. And then the 21st of September, we're at home to the Saints. 25th of September, we're away to the Cardinals. Oh, that's a bit of a short turnaround, isn't it? 5th of October, we're at home to the Bucks. The 12th of October, we're away to the Jags. 20th of October, we are at home to the Texans. Then week 8, we have a bye. Bye. The November the 2nd, we are away to the Manders. November 9th, we're at home to the Cards. 16th of November, away to the Rams. Then 23rd November, away to the Titans. No, we've already played the Texans. 30th of November, we're at home to the Vikings. 7th of December, away to the Falcons. 14th of December, at home to the Colts. 18th of December, home to the Rams. And then weeks 17 and 18, there is no specific dates as per this, but there probably are now. We are away to the Panthers and then away to the 49ers. Mitch, shall we talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Are we going to talk about, before we go into each game, are we going to talk about our general feel for how the schedule is? Or
yes. So
first,
pardon?
I can go first if you like.
You go first, mate.
Give you my thoughts.
Yeah.
Firstly, I love that we don't have a horrific stretch of difficult games present on this roster. Mm-hmm. That we've seen it before where we've had the Niners twice, the Chiefs and the Eagles in a 4-game stretch, all on prime time sort of hours, which alters your rest between games and whatnot. We don't have that. Yeah, as Max puts it, no gauntlet. So that's amazing. No murderer's row, no gauntlet, no particularly tricky looking sequence of games close together. I like that for the most part we're alternating home and away most of the way through the year. There's no sort of multiple away games or more than 2 at any one time in a row. We've got a really good stretch at one point of Sunday games in a row. So we've got 7 days rest between multiple games, and that's after the bye week. So, and I really like the way our rest looks pre-bye as well. So I think, without looking too much at who we're playing in those games, I think the spread of the fixtures, the home games, the away games, and the rest between games and travel looks really good. Personally,
yeah, I agree. I mean, looking at this, apart from I think that 4-day turnaround between the Saints and the Cardinals, I think it's pretty evenly spread. I think the teams that we play, without giving it the kiss of death, don't present a huge issue. However, when we go to our predictions, some may surprise. I want to be quietly confident, but I've been bitten by it before, and there is a sense of pessimism within me.
Well, you can't be quiet when you're hosting a podcast, Josh.
I know.
You do actually have to say something. So, fortunately, you are going to have to give us an opinion.
I know, and this is why we've got our schedule wins and losses coming up.
Yes, we do.
So, shall we start? So,
yes.
With week 1, we're at home to the Niners. Our record against the Niners, and I'd like to thank Mitch for this. Mitch has put all this together. I'm just reading it.
I would like to thank ChatGPT.
Take the credit, mate. Yeah, we're 5-5 over the last 5 years. So, dead center, straight down the middle. I look at the Niners, and regardless of who they've let go, who they've traded away, I think they're always going to be a difficult team to play. And there are so many players that cause us issues when they shouldn't. Look at last year, Juwan Jennings just became our kryptonite. That one game, it just came out of absolutely nowhere. And I say absolutely nowhere, he's there, wide receiver 2, but he just destroyed us. And if I'm looking at a player that we need to keep an eye on, it's going to be the 2. I don't know how fit McCaffrey's going to be, or whether he's going to be fit for week 1. Let's face it, the way his injury history is, he could get injured in training camp. I think the wide receiver, Ayuk and Jennings, are DBs going to have to be on their game. And, is
Ayuk still there?
Pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Yeah, because they got rid of Debo. Ayuk had his little holdout whinge, and I'm pretty sure they re-signed him. If I'm wrong, the chat will tell me. But that's what I know. I have this down in week 1, playing at home against the Niners, as a loss.
Cancelled. No more 12. You're demoted.
Sorry.
Not a 12. Sorry, mate.
Go on, Mitch. What have you got?
It's a win, mate. Come on now. That's a win. Do you want me to tell you why it's a win?
Go on.
Historically, we've been battered by the defensive line of the 49ers. We play a defensive line that is a pack of rookies, 3 defensive line drafted players, and Nick Bosa. And there'll be some vets in there as well, but that is our new and improved O-line coming up against an inexperienced D-line, right? That's where we're winning the trenches against the Niners. Newsflash, that's happening. And I can't remember a time where I've been more confident about us winning that. Win that against the Niners, boy, cooking. They're getting beat, boy. First game at home. Also, we don't lose home games for opening home games. Let's not forget that.
Okay. My reason is it's our first game of the season with our new offensive coordinator, new QB, looking at a totally new scheme. The defense I've got not many issues with. I just think that the Niners may sneak in a TD or a couple of field goals over us, and we might not be able to match it for firepower in that first game. So that's one. Okay.
No, I know your reasoning sound. I just don't want to slip into that mindset. I'm coming at this from we're winning in the trenches. Our defense is going to be really, really good against a 49ers team that has less weapons now than ever. The only thing is that the retirement home 49ers won't have time to be depleted. So we usually face them late in the year when they are playing second stringers all over the place. So, but then what does a first string look like for a rebuilt Niners team? I don't know. So we're winning that 30-10, calling it.
Oh, I have not put a.
No, I didn't expect you to. I just want to rubber stamp my confidence on it. Smashing them.
Right, there we go. Mystic Mitch has started. Matt, I need to be more cheerful. I'm a very cheery chappy. I'm a happy-go-lucky scamp. Just wait for the rest of my predictions.
He's the yin to my yang today,
yeah.
And that is how this is working.
I've been out in the sun. My ginger skin sizzled. I can't help it. It's just crispy all over, and crispy and a little bit crunchy inside. Go on, Mitch. Kick us off with the next one.
Steelers, early kickoff, away game. Tricky. Also, it's the Metcalf thing. Now, I've got this down as a loss. However, I only got it down as a loss because it'd be a really Seahawky thing to do to start with an absolute boom against the 49ers and then go on an away game to a quarterbackless Steelers team and somehow find a way to lose. I can't say more than that as my reasoning. I feel it in my waters.
Sorry, Jonas has just come in after my comment on the DBs being a big factor, and he's hit my kryptonite. I'm excited for Reek Woolen. I am far from excited about Reek Woolen. I hope he comes good, but I don't want to pay him all that money. So you've got a loss here, and your player to watch
for the Steelers,
Aaron Rodgers. Oh wait, no.
What about DK Metcalf? That one writes itself now. Like, that's going to be really interesting because he picks fights. He picks fights with people on the field. He picks his matchups. He does that. I want to see Devin Witherspoon and Metcalf just barking at each other. I mean, I can just see that it'll be Woolen that he tries to match up with.
This is my fear.
But then when you look at it, that's a tall mismatch wide receiver alongside a tall mismatch DB, matching each other for speed. DK's not a great route runner. Neither is Woolen a particularly polished DB, but he is a competitor that can keep up with him and compete in the air with him. So I don't know if that's the best matchup for him anyway, but
for me, I've got it down as a win.
I know.
If for nothing else, the fact that one of my best friends is a Steelers fan, I love to rub it in his face. So we are, over the last 5 years, we've only played them twice. We're 1-1. I've got this down, making it 2-1, whereas you're making it 1-2. I've got DK Metcalf as a player to watch. And I've got that purely because, like you said, him against Witherspoon would be amazing as a matchup. But tactically, I think Tomlin is going to have him matched up against Woolen, and he's just going to go out there and say, just bully him. Just bully Woolen. Because if we play man or press, there is no way Woolen is going to be able to compete with any sort of push-off from DK.
Could see it. I also think that, and it's going to pain me to say it, but I actually think we'll see DK Metcalf running routes into the middle of the field as well, which we've called for years. Slants and just anything in soft spots rather than having him run go routes constantly. I think we might see it a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see DK competing with linebackers and safeties for the ball. But we shall see. Will be interesting anyway.
And then we've got a nice week-long break until we are at home to the Saints. Thursday night football.
Yes.
And we're currently 0-2 against the Saints in the last 5 years.
Yeah. That's going to change.
Yeah.
We've both got it down as what?
We've both got it down as a big old dub.
Yeah, we do.
Big old W. I think looking at the Saints now, do you know what? Plucking it out of thin air, player to watch, Kamara, if he's on his game, and they get him actually catching passes out the backfield as well. But Olave constantly injured. Don't know when he's going to be back. I've not heard news. Rashee Rice as well. But then who's their QB? Tyler Shook? Spencer Rattler?
Well, my player to watch would be Taysom Hill, and I hope the linebackers are watching him too, because he roasts us every bloody time.
I just can't, I couldn't deal with it. If he rips us apart again, I would be throwing something at my TV.
Mm-hmm. Get ready.
And just screaming, why
sure that
haven't
telly.
we learned? That's the game I work in, my friend. Everything is insured in my house. So, yeah, we both got that down as a W. Right, kick us off with the next one, Mitch.
So the next one is the Cards, which is an away game on Thursday night football. So we've got a 4-day turnaround from the Saints into the Cards game. Our record against the Cards over the last 5 years is 7-3. I've got this down as a win because it's the Cards. What do you have it down as? Although I know, but tell the viewers.
I've got it down as a loss because
cancelled again.
I'm not buying into the Cards hype, but you know those games that we have every single year where we go, this is a layup, and we drop a ball. Like if we're hashtag talking bollocks, we drop a bollock. Like against one of these teams that we should win, and I see this first game against the Cards being that, and I put it down to if James Conner is fit and firing, he is just going to keep pounding that rock and finding holes as he does every single time, even though you know he's coming. Even though you know they're going to give him the rock and you're going to have two men marking the gap he's going to run through, he finds a way. Even if he has 50 yards, he'll have 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. That can be essential.
I have to put this on screen.
Yeah,
your mate Julie is not your mate Julie anymore.
I know, that's it. Yeah,
he's my mate Julie because I'm calling that win. You've been replaced.
That's fine. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so I've got that as a loss, and I feel incredibly bad for saying it, but.
Well, we've called the same thing, right? We've called a win, something that should be a win to be a loss because we're the Seahawks, right? In the first 4 games, you called that against the Cards. I've called it against the Steelers. I just think we'll win against the 49ers and then immediately throw cold water on the fan base with an away loss to the Steelers. But you've done it with the Cards, so I can't blame you too much. Next game, sir, your turn. What we got?
Next game. So. We have got a 10-day turnaround. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, because we play the Thursday night and then we're following that. We're on the Sunday. It's a 10-day. Yeah, or 9-day.
And we're at home against the Bucks. This is another favourable kickoff time for us UK fans. So it's 9:05. So it means we might actually get to bed by midnight. So the Bucks. I have been a Baker Mayfield truther for a long time. I wanted us to sign him when we went with Geno. I think Baker is always a player to watch out for. I think he's massively underrated by a lot of people in the NFL. But when he does play, people go, oh, wow, actually, Baker
quite
Baker
good.
can play. He's actually a good QB, and when he has a ball in his hands, he's not afraid to run through people. But with that being said, and how much I love Baker, I've still got it down as a W for us.
Me too. And I think that'll be one of those shootout games that we make overly exciting when we probably shouldn't. But yeah, I see that one as that's a locked in win.
I like it. Right, who have we got next, Mitch?
We have the Jags at another UK friendly 6 o'clock kickoff. So the early, however, it is an away game. So within the first 5 games, we do have a early away game. So that I don't like too much, but I do still think we beat the Jags. Our record against them over the last 5 years, we've only played them twice, sharing the spoils 1-1 overall. But I think we'll have too much for the Jags, to be honest.
Who's your player to watch for the Jags?
God,
Come on, buy the hype. Buy the hype.
Josh Allen's-Hines, I think. He's such a good edge rusher. And that will be a proper test for our O-line, keeping Darnold clean in that game. I think the scheme will, by this point, the scheme that the offensive line will be running will give Darnold a bit more space to throw without pressure. But he will come at you all day, and he's good. He's really good. I've seen him destroy games too often to not mention Josh Allen's-Hines. Hines Allen, sorry.
Jonas had to chip in there. But yeah, I agree. Brian Thomas, Brian Thomas Jr., you can't look anywhere past that. This is where I'm intrigued to see how our DBs do this year, because I think there's room for improvement, and it all depends on how we play your man Eminori. And if he's going to be a slot, if Spoon moves out to the edge, in which case Reek will be there. But if Reek underperforms, Josh Job's waiting in the wings, and let's
and anyone else we trade for or pick up in free agency as well, because I think we've got money and we've got picks to throw if we need to.
We've got Shaq Griffin is on the radar still, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And who else do we have in?
Rasul Douglas.
There you go. So that's 2 vets that I'd be more than happy to have on the roster. And Jonas, how about Hunter? Does he need half a season to adjust? Hunter needs to decide what side of the ball he's going to play on, or not even Hunter needs to decide. The Jags franchise needs to decide, is he going to be a wide receiver or a DB? What are they most efficient in? And with someone like Brian Thomas, and they've got rid of Christian Kirk, they probably need a wide receiver too. But then the O-line is going to hinder what Lawrence can do. It's better than it was last year, but not by much. And if Lawrence just gets all that pressure, I don't see either of them doing a lot. So I'm not buying into the Hunter hype yet.
Max has just asked for an update on predictions. Currently, Josh has got us 4-2, and I've got us 5-1 at this point. Just for everyone's sake there, and Max.
Yeah. Is it me onto the next one? Yeah. So we've got a 8-day turnaround, and then we're on prime time.
Yes.
And we are at home to the Houston Texans.
3 in the morning in the UK, by the way. Yeah, that'll be a 7:30 in the morning finish for a football game.
I will literally be finishing watching that and getting my daughter ready for bed. I'm ready for school, and then walking to school like a zombie. Players to watch for the Texans. Where do you start? Where do you finish? Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell if he's fit, Joe Mixon, Will Anderson Jr., Derek Stingley, Toto as well at linebacker, who I think is just on the ascending. Yeah, I've got this as a loss. Oh yeah, by the way, we're 1-0 against them in the last 5 years. Forgot to do some of these. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're 1-0 in the last 5 years, and I've got this going to 1-1.
Yeah, I've done the same. I think we lose this game. The Texans are a bona fide playoff contender now. You know, Stroud's going to get better year on year, and the team they built around him on both sides of the ball is great. So I expect this to be the hardest of those first 7 games. The fact that it's home gives me some hope that we can keep it competitive, but I do think that one probably is a touch beyond us. But happy to be surprised if you're listening. You know, Seahawks roster. Feel free to prove me wrong. I'm more than happy to see us win that game, especially as I'll be sacrificing a night's sleep to be watching it. So
there you go, Max. Beware the Strouds. Yeah. Yeah. This, if we pull that one out of the bag, I think that will be where we know that our defense is legit. Because that's what I think would win it. Offensively, like I said, I think it's just going to be a lot of consuming the clock, just short intermediate routes, a lot of running, and then we will score the odd touchdown, but we'll be looking just to command the clock. And Herbicide 73, Herb, thank you very much for your comments as well. Yes, we are based in England. We are the UK Seahawks official podcast, and he's got us losing to the Bucks but winning to the Texans. Texans don't have an O-line, so I like this. Right, we then have a bye. So we have. I love the position of our bye this year. Just got to say that it sits, smack in the middle, and it gives us a nice run in at the end. So. Straight after the bye, who we got?
Yeah, we got the Manders, the Washington Commanders. This one is a Sunday night football, so it'll be another late one for us. But we're 2-1 against them over the last 5 years. We've both predicted a loss. This is another ascending team that are a playoff contender. They built a squad last year very nicely around their rookie QB.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of one-year contracts in there, so there's a lot of shuffle, but I still think they're going to have an awful lot next year. And I think this one for me is the fact that it's away is the swinging point for me. Player to watch for me is Scary Terry in this one. He's always the one who'll catch you. So Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I can't look past Jaden Daniels. I think he's just got so much in his arsenal as well. When you've got receivers like Scary Terry, and you've got Jaden Daniels, who is a triple threat QB. He's got a running game. He's got the wide receivers, and he can move the sticks with his feet. Oh, and also let's not forget Bobby Wagner's still there. Yeah, we've got that as a loss. So that's both of us with a loss there. Next, then.
Who's next?
We've got the Cards coming to
Lumen.
Lumen.
Your favourite. You called another loss, mate. You called this one a loss as well?
No.
Yeah.
No, I've not. I've called this as a win. This is a win at home for us because by this point in the season, the offense will have clicked, the defense will have carried on ascending like it was last season, and this is a win.
Nice.
And it's a 9:05 kickoff again. So there you go. That's a win for both of us. Don't need to talk about players to watch there because who knows who's actually going to be fit for them. All right. Go on.
I want to just point out before we move off this game, we're both calling it a win. Record over the last 10 years is 7-3 against the Cards. And it kickstarts a run of 6 consecutive Sunday games for us that are relatively rotated home and away. I think that's a key point with the structure of our schedule as we hit this point after the bye week and we move into a Sunday game, 6 times in a row. That really could allow you to get into some kind of sort of structure and consistency, so that The next game after the Cards is an away trip to the Rams at 9:05 UK time. So that being said, about all the consistency, we've called it a loss. So yeah, we both think we're losing to the Rams away, and I'm really sorry, Julie, because in your interview you did say you predicted your record, which I think was 12-5, and you said we'd sweep the Rams. So we've basically poo-pooed everything you've said at this point. So sorry, Julie.
Yeah, sorry,
but yeah, that's where I am. I think this is a loss. I think Puka Nacua is the one to look out for. He is a knife through the heart of our defense. Seemingly every time we play him, if he's fit, he'll be a problem. Alternatively, special mention from our side of the ball. I'd love to see Cooper Kupp run riot in this one and be fit. I'd like to see him be fit. Actually, I'll caveat that: be fit for that game.
I'd like to see him fit all season, no injuries all season, or if he misses one game to a minor injury or we rest him, I'm fine with that. But yeah, first meeting with the Rams, we both as a loss. We then have the Titans away, and over the last 5 years, we're 2-1 against the Titans. We get to go and see Tyler Lockett. Be like, hi, how's Tennessee? Yep, how you enjoying receiving balls from what quarterback have they got? It's not still Will Levis, is it? I can't remember if they drafted anyone. Cam Ward now, isn't it?
Cam Ward, yeah.
There you go. I should
just a small bit of recent news.
It shows how much attention I pay to him, doesn't it? Really,
all of that prep that we did, and then we forgot overall and who we went to.
Yeah. Thanks, Herb. It's Cam Ward, but I'm still not high on him. I think in any other draft he would not have been anywhere near the top of that first round or the first round. If he came out next year, I don't even think he'd make it in the first round. He'd be a second round QB. But we both have this as a win. Big old double of A. So, yeah, I'm player to watch there. Cam Ward, I suppose, would be the one to watch to see if you can actually pull the strings.
That's the fascinating one, isn't it? And you'll need to contain him too, which our edges tend to do quite well. So, can we contain him? Can we keep pressure? Force some mistakes? We'll see, the mentality and can he play under pressure? Be very interesting to see how that works.
Who's up next, Mitch?
The Vikings. The Vikings are next, and it's another home game at 9:05 UK time. 7 days between games. Nice for it to be a road game that we're not on an early on Sunday, which is beautiful. We've got a 1-2 record, so we've got a losing record over the last 5 years, but marginal. I've predicted a win. Josh? Oh, that was kind.
Yeah, bit of an L on this one, I think. I just think I think JJ McCarthy will come into his own by this point. I think with the weapons they've got, you look at the wide receiving core. You look at who they've got in the backfield as well in Cook. Yeah, I can't, for some reason in my head, I can't picture Darnold and Kubiak playing the Vikings and winning. And I don't know why. It has really, really irked me. But every time I look at it, I try and reason, we should win that game by this point in the season. I can't see us doing it.
Home advantage gets this one edged for me, but it's going to be really interesting. Their weapons are fantastic on both sides of the ball. They've got some really great edge rushers there now as well. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a proper test for both sides of the ball for us. So home field advantage needs to count, and I'm backing the 12s. Despite recent year decline at home, I'm backing us to pull the team through that one, but it'll be a scrap.
Then we go away to the Falcons, another 7-day turnaround, a 6 p.m. kickoff UK time. Hallelujah. And we are 3-1 against them in the last 5 years. Player to watch for the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. I he has got for me some serious boom or bust potential with this franchise. Obviously, they've seen what they wanted to see from Kirk Cousins and gone, that's enough. We drafted him high. We're just going to roll with him. But I'm not entirely convinced until I see what he's done, what he does to that point in the season. I won't be convinced, but I will be watching him very, very carefully. But I've got this down as a win, Mitch. What have you got it down as?
I've got it down as a loss, mate.
Cancel
me. Get me cancelled. Reason I've got it down as a loss, like I think the two franchises are relatively evenly matched. It's an away game on an early kickoff, so it's the travel for an early kickoff. I don't think we get beat badly, but I think this one is probably a loss.
So there you go.
Julie's just cancelled the show. It's both of us now.
You've turned Julie against both of us now. Cheers, mate. Thanks, Julie.
Sorry, Julie. I will redeem myself, Julie. I promise you.
Thanks for everyone who's commented. We will try and get through to your comments. If you've got questions, by all means, ask them, because when we've gone through this, we will try and get through to as many comments and questions as possible. Next week is the Julie show, says Maxie. Anyone who watches invited on. We are a Seahawks fan podcast by 12s, for 12s, with 12. So if you guys want to join, by all means, follow us on our socials, get in our Discord, slide into our DMs and say, I'd like a go. And you can come on and we will talk Seahawks, whether that's during the off season or to review a game. All right, so that was the Falcons, with Mitch being the bad guy for a change. Mitch, who we got next?
Colts at home, 9:05 kickoff. 7 days between games, and then we're into a home game, so I'm feeling good about this one. God only knows what kind of Colts turn up and whether Anthony Richardson is firing or benching himself. Fired. Who knows? Yeah.
If he's in the bin like we are.
Yeah, we've played them once in 5 years and beaten them. This one, I think we've got some advantages that are too hard to overlook. I think this one's a win.
Yeah, I've got it down as a win as well. Although Herb has just said that Daniel Jones spanked us last year. I think that was just a fluke. I've got zero confidence in Daniel Jones being any type of NFL QB. I just know for a man to get paid that much and be classed as the franchise QB for New York, and then they just get rid of him, I think that says a lot. Right, so then we've got a 4-day turnaround, and we've got a primetime game at home against the LA Rams. Now,
yes, we do.
My player to watch for the Rams, because I was singing his praises last year, Jared Verse. I think he had an outstanding rookie season. I think he's only going to get better. I think McVay's going to look at him and go, I know how to use you now. And I think he is going to cause all sorts of issues for our O-line and for Darnold. And that will be his one job. Just pin your ears back and go after the QB. But with that being said, I've got it down as a win.
I've got it down as a win as well. But do you know who my player to watch is in this one? Terrence Ferguson, tight end.
Oh, my boy, my duck.
We never properly cover tight ends. We've seen players like Hunter for New England just repeatedly doing the same thing to us over and over again. Mm-hmm. George Kittle's a swear word. A good tight end is a problem for us. And I think Terrence Ferguson won't take long to become a proper weapon for the Rams. And we don't cover anyone for the Rams, do we? We just let Puka Nacua go for 150 yards and 12 receptions over the middle all the time. So,
you get a Tutu Atwell that has the game of his career, and you're like, has he played it all this season? And yeah, it's every time.
Get ready for 10 targets to Terrence Ferguson from Stafford, landing every time. But I still have us winning. I think we'll get through that, but that's inevitable.
Nice, I like it. Who's next?
Julie's forgiven us. The Panthers. The Panthers are up next. It's an away game to be decided when it will be played, because we don't know the ramifications at this point, and it may get a prime time slot, or it might be a bin dimension for our time slot, and we just play 6 p.m. on a Sunday or whatever. I've got it down as a win. We've only played them twice in the last 5 years. It's 1-1, although it really should have been 2-0. What about you, Josh?
I've got it down as a win. And the player to watch, I want to say Ted McMillan, but I love Xavier Legette. I just hearing him in any interview is amazing, because he talks like the coach from The Waterboy. Yeah, cool, brilliant. Yeah,
I like it.
I've watched that film a lot. Yeah, I've got that down as a win as well. But that's because the Panthers just seem to be perpetual bin juice. If anyone doesn't know that term, it's right at the bottom of the bin, swirling round. Yeah, Bryce Young, I just think he showed flashes after he went out and came back in last year. He looked like he was more of a competent QB, but I still don't think. Oh, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, everyone. Thank you very much, Gary. Yeah, I don't see them doing anything against us.
No.
And whilst Gary said that, please, anyone watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Bosh, done. We don't do it that much during the pod, but if people are going to say it as well, thank you so much. Right, the last one. Was it me or you?
It's you.
It's me. Last game, to be decided. Away in not San Francisco, in Santa Clara, against the 49ers. Final regular game of the season. Player to watch, whoever's not injured or in the retirement home. And Mitch, what have you got this down as?
It's a loss for me.
Explain yourself.
Move on. I mean, at this stage, my record has us at 10-6, right? So, in fact, at this point, my prediction
11-5, mate.
Sorry, yes. At this stage, I've got us 11-5 with a 7-4. No, with an 8-3 conference record. We're looking great for the playoffs at this point. The Niners are scrapping around to not bottom out in the division because they're going to be fourth. Their competition's the Cards for the wooden spoon. So I think it's going to mean more to them at this point than us. And I think they'll find a way just about to get it over the line at their place. So yeah, I don't think we get blown away. I think the days of getting blown away by the Niners are gone. But I think that one will end up meaning more to them than us, and I think we'll get edged in that one.
Well, I've got it down as a win.
I think
purely because
with you too.
Yeah, I think that the chat, everyone is saying we're going to sweep them. We've got a lot of comments coming, so thank you so much everyone who's commented. We'll get through to some of those at the end, but I've got it down as a win. I think at this point of the season, we will have clicked completely. Now, whether that's with some hyperbole that Darnold isn't the starting QB and they've given Milrow their crabs, I think. I've not got my glasses on.
I had to check. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, Maximus has put crabs on there for some reason. If anyone in internet land knows what that is, let us know. I'm 40. I have no idea what all this stuff is.
I think
now.
He's wishing crabs upon my voodoo doll at this point. My crotch is really itchy.
What happened in that pod?
I don't know.
Yeah. I've got that as a win. I think we'll be clicking on all cylinders by that point, whether that's with Darnold or with Milrow, whether they've had enough of the Darnold experiment. But I think the defense will be absolutely humming at that point. I think Emanori will have his position set. I believe we'll have our leaders in place there. I think Spoon will be absolutely flying. And yeah, I think that is it. That will be the way to cap off our season. And with that, how did we both finish, Mitch?
We're both 11-6.
And in division, you had us 4-2, I had us 3-3.
Yeah.
And then you had us 8-4 in the conference, and I had us 7-5 in the conference.
Yeah, pretty close.
It is. There's a lot of people saying 12-5. So that's Julie and Herb that have both said 12-5. Anyone else got any predictions they want to chuck in there before we get to your comments? So you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to have to scroll up to see some of these, but we've had a lot of you coming in, and thank you so much to everyone as well. Before I forget, for those of you that are new to this, by all means, again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Really appreciate it. Really helps us grow. And if you want to also grow with us, join our growing Discord community. The master of the Discord is right here. The link will be popped in the chat as well. And you can join us and Seahawkers from everywhere, talking all about Seahawks any given day. And we absolutely love having people in there. We get some really good chats, some really good banter as well. We get some people fessing up to not catching or intercepting balls one-handed, as we found out today. Shocking. That's right, Ben. All right, so let's get some of these comments. It's basically, we've got Jonas just telling you we're on the clock.
No, I've not seen that. Someone will have to remind me in the chat again.
Maximus, based on what we were saying about Purdy, he hopes that team-friendly contracts will become part of the QB futures. I think it's going to take more than just the QBs for that. I think it's going to take franchises really putting their foot down and saying, no, we're building a team here. It's not about you. If you want to win, you take this so we can pad out the rest of our roster with top-class talent around you. And I'd love to see that within the NFL. I really hate this teams predicated by paying one man. And it can absolutely cripple you. I mean, you look at what happened with the Broncos, with Russ. Look at the Browns with what they've had to pay to Watson. They're now just screwed. And that's not the way it should be done, in my opinion. So Jonas just telling us we're both on the clock. We know we're drafting. It's fine. I've picked my players. 2 of the Seahawks rookies have just come into my roster. All right, just having a quick look through what we've got here. There you go, Jonas. I hope the old folks home from the Bay Area isn't too agile in week 1. Well, I think they might be. Maxi, the first game is the biggest game of the season. That is what it will really set the precedent for our season, I think. What else? Yannick, it's a nice schedule, not a hard stretch anywhere, and the bye is a nice spot. Completely agree. All right. What I'll do, we've got so many that have come in. Let me just see what the newest ones say, apart from sending us crabs. All right, so here we go. We've got Herb with a 12-5 prediction. We've got Danny Wood with another 12-5 prediction. Julie, 12-5 prediction. And if you want to catch Julie's interview with us, it's on our TikTok, our Instagram, and you can find it in our shorts, I believe, on YouTube. It was brilliant speaking to her. Carmen Schofield, that would be a great outcome. 12-5, completely agree. Rich, heart says 12-5, head says 11-6, and Rich's head is probably hurting today after the wedding he was at yesterday. So I'd go with your heart on this one, mate. I don't think your head's fully in the game. Gary, another 10-win season. Herb, there you go. We were 10-7 with the worst O-line in the NFL. Completely agree. Maxi, 10-7 for him. There we go. So there's quite a few that were double-digit wins. I think that is unanimous, and it's whether we can get over that 10-game win hump, or we're going to start improving on that. I mean, that is it. That has been our schedule breakdown. I've had a great time. Mitch, have you?
Terrible, mate. I hate it every second. Honestly, I disagree with so many of your opinions these days. I don't even know why we do this pod anymore. No, Jake. It's been good. It's good to be back. It's our first one back after Glasgow, and we needed to touch upon the schedule. I think it's a really good schedule, honestly, in comparison to ones we've had in the past. It's good to be able to talk positively about the organization of the NFL for once.
How nice is it to be able to talk about this organization? just talking up the organization, that how excited we all are, and the fact that we're predicting these double-digit wins.
The organization of the NFL with our roster inspired me to do something I very rarely do. I made a spreadsheet for this, unheard of, right?
I'd never known you make spreadsheets, ever. But anyway, with that, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to absolutely everyone who tuned in. You guys are legends in our eyes. We really, really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share if you want. If you haven't joined the UK Seahawkers and you'd like to, you can hit the link which is in the description below. You can pay the £12 via PayPal, £17 if you're abroad, but it's well worth it. And you can come and join our Discord, and we'll be in there every single day chatting away. But from me, from Mitch, I'm going to end with Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.